Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video of Tucker Carlson. He is doing a test drive with a neighbor of his up in Maine of the Tesla Cybertruck. So we thought it was just a really interesting video, and yeah, here we go.
Right.
Patrick Feeney, like your shirt.
Thank you, sir.
So you've had the Cybertruck for a couple weeks.
Had it, well, actually, technically since Monday.
Since Monday.
Right, 1 week.
And today is Friday.
Right.
So you've had a week of the Cybertruck, and the question is, and you're going to have a lot more time to assess it, could it replace your F-350?
So far, yes.
Really?
Mechanically.
Mechanically?
Mechanically, it's got all kinds of power. Of course, it's a $100,000 truck.
Yep.
So I don't know. We're going to not think about that right now.
Okay.
Because there's all kinds of carpenters at the local lumber yard with $100,000 trucks. I see them there every day.
Yep.
So that's not too much of a stretch, I don't believe. But as far as go power, I'll show you. Towing power, ease of use. It's just like when you rent a car and you can spend the 5 minutes figuring out all the buttons.
Yep.
It's basically that easy.
Is it really?
That easy.
Okay, so let's just go through things that you do, and I happen to know because I know you, roughly what you do. I don't know everything you do during the course of a day. But I know.
Not when I go home for lunch.
No, you go home for lunch. We live, by the way, we're standing in a place right now that is so untouched by the worst parts of modernity and so rural that people, is it fair to say, go home for lunch?
Yeah, most of the time. Or
Yep.
we just don't eat lunch and go home at like 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
We just work
exactly.
right through
That's
it,
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's take the Cybertruck and do some of the things that you would do with your Ford on a normal day. By the way, I love your sawmill.
Oh, thank you.
Could you?
Work in progress. Yeah, the Ford, for a rural man, this is every rural man. I'm a one truck guy. A lot of people have a work truck and a going to church truck.
Yep.
I like the one truck theory. It's just me and my wife. She has a truck now. I just bought her a new truck. I work out of my truck. I nap in my truck. I hunt out of my truck. I tow with my truck. I do all my stuff is in my truck. Everything I need is there. So it's like a Swiss Army knife of machinery. It's really, I plow with it. I plow snow, which is a huge thing, and we're gonna worry about that later with the Cybertruck, whether you can plow snow with it or not. But we basically need one vehicle that does everything.
So one of the things that you do, I know because I see you, is you take your dogs in the truck.
Yep.
Your beagles for rabbit hunting, your spaniel for bird hunting, and they kind of live in your truck also. Right. Have the dogs been in the truck?
Oh yeah, they love it. I don't think they think it's looking or anything like that.
Okay, good. Well, and you would know, because if dogs think
Right.
that, you can tell.
Right.
All right, well, let's test it out.
All right, we're gonna haul some dirt today. We're gonna go
Just fast forward a
117
little
miles
bit.
an hour with 13,000 pounds of dirt in the back. How's that?
Please don't kill my brother.
Towing, hauling. There's a tow mode on this. Very easy to. I mean, trailer brake. These trailer brakes worn right down, so I've got it on 10, which means it applies more force to the trailer.
So I know
brake.
this is high tech because I'm wearing a seatbelt. And how much are we towing?
Probably 11,000, probably 12,000 pounds
Of dirt.
of dirt. No, total weight. Trailer
Total
and
weight.
dirt.
Now, when it says farm stand ahead,
That's
now,
my wife.
That's your farm stand.
That's my farm. Well, my wife's farm stand. And there's Campwood. Very smooth acceleration, 30 miles an hour. Oh yeah, this thing's, look at, my Ford would be, towing this fine. My Ford is great, I love it. This is just towing it it's like it's not even there.
Seriously.
No wobble. Look at that. So I'm going 70 with that trailer. Look at the dirt blow out of the back of it.
Wow. So how would you compare that? You've got an F-350, right?
Yeah, F-350 is great. This is just smooth. It's electric motor. There's no transmission, direct drive. You know, the only weakness, I've thought vehicles should be trains are electric. They're smooth, you know, they run on big diesel motors, but they're electric.
But the
And
diesel motor is a
power
generator.
is a generator, that's all it is. So this has a huge battery underneath. Now, range capacity, without doing any fancy math, I've got a way to figure it out without actually driving 300 miles because I don't have time for that. But so I go by percentages drop. Your range when you're towing goes from 300 miles to about 100 miles, which is probably not acceptable for a heavy day of towing.
Right.
You had 3 dump runs to make with debris, like Sherwood and I often do, like when they tore apart the house.
Yeah.
You know, we did 3 or 4 dump runs a day. We would probably run out of juice. But it's local stuff, so it's your lifestyle. It's where you work. For me, so far, I've got an everyday driving range of me really pushing on the gas pedal, making short trips. Of course, it's a new vehicle. I like to go fast, so I'm burning more. It's energy, whether it's gas or electricity, it's still burning it.
Yeah.
I'm getting about 200 miles, 220 miles for around town driving. So that's acceptable for everyday driving. And it charges overnight. If I plug it in when I get home for supper, I wake up in the morning, it's fully charged. On my math so far, it comes out, this gets about 15 miles to the gallon, cost-wise. So it would be cost-wise, gas-wise, it would be equal to driving a truck that's 15 miles to the gallon. That's just my cocktail napkin.
Was that
math.
your house?
Fuck off, crackhead. You remember that guy.
So that house.
The neighbor bought it.
No way.
Yeah, I kicked him out because they started encroaching on the other
So
guy's
this
way.
is rural America, so drugs are a real problem, of course. And that house was a drug house for how long? How many years?
Oh, since I've been here.
Well, they had an overturned car right outside the front door that had "fuck off" spray painted on it.
And there was a sign that says, "This is not the front door. Like, get your drugs in the
It's
back."
still there.
Right. I don't know if you've ever ridden in a vehicle towing a trailer like this, but do you even know there's a trailer behind us?
Well, I've ridden in many vehicles. I
I mean,
remember
with a heavy trailer.
No, but I remember on East Beah Hill Road coming back from fishing in Bagog years ago, and I'm not going to name names, but the driver was at the very end of a 30-pack. And I remember coming over a rise in East Beah Hill Road, and we caught air in the truck with the trailer. I don't get scared in vehicles, but I was nervous. I'll never forget that.
I have it on chill mode, not heavy acceleration. And did you feel that? I mean,
That's
pretty
crazy.
impressive. So there's no doubt about it, this thing will tow. So some of these tests, like the last test I watched on the YouTube was, you know, going to Napa Valley wine tasting for the weekend. You know?
Was it serious?
That was the test.
It's hilarious.
And then I watched a guy did a nice towing test. He's the guy where I got the 100-mile thing from, and for my math, it's matching up with his math pretty good. You know, he tested it at 30 degrees. In Maine, 30 degrees is a warm day.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to test this thing at 20 below. 'Cause
For sure.
You've been to Maine in the winter with me at 20 below. Things don't work at
Wow.
20 below. Not that I'm going to be towing anything
Well, a
at 20
diesel
below.
engine has trouble starting at 30 below.
Yeah, you got
So
to plug them in at night.
Yeah, so what's
Right.
this going to do?
Right. The battery life is what just so you know, your drill. Leave your cordless drill.
I
in
was
your
about
truck
to say
overnight.
that that's
It's dead
true.
in the morning.
That's true for all
In
batteries.
the summertime, you charge your drill, and you don't have to charge it all summer.
It just
Good.
goes forever. I agree.
What, one night in the below zero and it's dead.
I want to ask you more about this, but since you
a
live
good
here
point.
and you've been here your whole life and know everybody, and you've been driving, you know, Ford truck for decades, and all of a sudden you show up in this spaceship, what kind of reaction are you getting?
I gotta get that fucking piece of shit out of here.
Oh, no.
At the chainsaw shop, they really wouldn't even look out the window. They didn't even want to acknowledge that I was there. Some people call me a One guy at the dump said, "Don't fucking park that thing next to me. It's gonna catch on fire."
Oh.
Most guys that are into trucks,
Yeah.
my friend Opie last night, we went to Mr. Pizza. We drove all the way up there, beautiful drive in this. We were going 117 miles an hour.
You went to Mr. Pizza in this?
Yes, last night, Gorham.
Wait, the famous Mr. Pizza in Gorham,
Yeah,
New Hampshire?
Yes. And we stopped and visited my friend Opie. I let him drive it. Opie has a drag racing car, Pontiac Trans Am, I believe, or something like that. And he drove it, and he was like, "It's outdoing my drag car already." I mean, motor people are amazed. When we talked to Sherwood is an old gearhead, motorhead from the 70s, total motorhead, and he thinks it's great. People that understand mechanics,
Yep.
it's just, some people are like, I don't know, they're just scared of new things. People might not know this. The air conditioning and cooling and heating and electricity you get off of gasoline powered vehicles almost free because the motor's spinning anyway.
Right.
So you're going down the road. It's not like you're running the motor's spinning. You hook up a little air compressor for your air conditioner to it. Yeah, it draws a little bit of power off your motor, but big deal. Not much power. Your electricity is drawn off the alternator, which charges your car battery. The stuff's it's spinning. Your heat is actual helping the vehicle, because when you run your heater, it's taking heat away from the engine. So it's all free. It's basically free heat. This thing here, you have to use battery power to heat for air conditioning. Right. So when you're running the air conditioner, the battery goes down faster.
So, I mean, this and AI, a lot of different...
This uses a lot of energy.
That's what I'm saying.
Huge amount of energy.
All these technologies raise the question, like, how are we generating electricity?
Right. Where's the power going to come from?
Yeah,
okay, think of I'm not a city guy, but I've been to many cities. Think of the parking meters in a city. Okay, down the road, parking meter. A 220 or a, 75 amp 220 plug at every parking meter.
Yeah.
To plug your car into. Just fathom that on the electric grid.
Yeah.
In a city.
Yeah.
Think of a parking garage. When you're at a parking garage, they show images of plug-ins at every parking spot on the parking garage. Thousands of cars plugged in at the same time.
Who's going to build all that?
Yeah. Where's the juice
going to pay for that?
Electricity is so great.
Exactly.
Why aren't we embracing it? Why aren't we saying, wow, we should make our grid huge. I should have three-phase power at my sawmill, and I don't. Yeah. CMP guy said, you'll never have three-phase power out here in your lifetime. I'd love to have I'd love to get rid of that gas motor on my sawmill and run a wire and run it off electricity, but I can't.
Yeah. I know.
So we need to fix our electric grid. We got to get it. I'm not an engineer at all, but 8th grade math tells you we need to. Yeah. We need to fix this.
So where are we? Tell us where we're going.
We're going to the Rabbit Road.
What's the Rabbit Road?
You've been there. It's
I know. I've been.
Yeah, we'll stop there. But really interesting though.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. So I think a little backstory on this. He reached out to Elon Musk and said, "Hey, Tucker lives in Maine, up that way." He's like, "Hey, I want to review a Cybertruck." So in this video, it's much longer, but he lets two different gentlemen. They do two different things. Spend time with the Cybertruck and
use it as their daily driver,
as their daily.
Give like a true review,
like they would,
their
daily life, just to see, okay, well, can this replace your gas vehicle?
Or what was it? He said F-350.
Yeah, so he had an F-350. I don't know if it was gas or diesel. It was it wasn't a big. It may have just been a gas truck. And he said, yeah, for the most part that it would, unless he's doing a lot of trips. So if he's doing a lot of trips hauling.
Or like going far.
Yeah.
Which it was interesting too, him saying that it equated to about 15 miles to the gallon, which isn't great.
No.
And it's a $100,000 truck, which, I mean, depending on what kind of F-350 you get, you could end up spending that.
Well, yeah. Your
package or whatever.
Even the new gas, the 1500s, you get a high-end truck that's comparable to that, you're going to be spending 80 to 100,000. But the newer gas trucks probably do get a little better gas mileage.
Yeah. Probably bigger too.
Yeah.
But it is interesting though. I just thought it was a neat video and kind of funny. Sorry for the bad language there. But
I have been interested, to be honest. I've been interested in the Cybertruck, and I think we actually even we reserved one, just never pulled the trigger and bought one.
Yeah. But I don't know, I thought it was a neat alternative style video. Yeah. We've watched some videos where people have just been kind of driving it around, but not necessarily using it to haul anything. Right. Or even just talking about, hey, I've been driving this truck for a week and this is what I've noticed about it. These are the pros, these are the cons, or whatever. And it was interesting too, like how he was talking about how people have reacted to him and where he lives, because I think it being in a rural area also gives it a different,
definitely,
a different type of review. And then him saying how some people have responded to him driving that around in the town, which is really strange to think about, but people are funny.
It's very polarizing, because you can go in a lot of forums or just mention the word Cybertruck in a post or something, and you'll get people that love it, people that hate it, people think it looks really cool. Some people think it's ugly.
Just like anything else.
It's
But it's just funny
it's,
how
yeah.
how rude people can be.
Yeah.
Like, okay, why do you care?
I think it's cool, and
You don't like it, don't buy it.
yeah, I think it's cool. Now, I don't think for an only vehicle. If you have two vehicles, I mean, I definitely have an electric vehicle and would have a gas too. But
Well, this is the first one. I feel like I remember when Tesla came out and how there it was kind of similar. Probably worse actually. People were just like, "What? What is this?"
yeah,
So I think that it's a start as far as being able to offer a fully electric truck that can compete performance wise with regular, standard gasoline or diesel trucks. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I'm sure, it could use, it's like doing things like this. This is how you find out. This is how Elon can kind of do the analytics and logistics as far as, okay, what are we looking for? What would improve it? What are areas that could be improved? What are things that maybe I thought were really great that maybe aren't as great as I thought, or whatever? It just depends on what you're using it for and what they're predominantly the buyer.
I can definitely see him
is going to be
making
who that's going to be.
Yeah, making some improvements. Just like all the other Tesla vehicles. They've steadily gotten better and better and better and better. The technology's getting better, so I could really see this. I would pass on this one, wait and see what comes out on the next one.
Right, but you have to start somewhere, and you have to support it if you want it to keep. It's one of those things. So I think it is really cool that there are a lot of people. I mean, we don't live in a big city, but I've seen a few, and then on the interstate, just traveling around, you see them. But I think that they did make a great point about the power grid and how, they're pushing all of this, they're pushing the electric vehicle, but they're not really doing anything as far as infrastructure or planning or funding or how is this supposed to work. And I think that they need to figure out the whole our electricity issue and our power grid problems.
California's going to be the test. They're the ones that really are pushing this. And so they're already passing laws about the electric vehicles, and they're one of the states that have the hardest time with their power grid. So it's going to be a test for them for sure.
Well, it's like it kind of goes back to that nuclear power conversation. I mean, is that something that is going to be seriously talked about and considered? And what could that look like? Because I really don't see another way. I don't see. I mean, I'm not a scientist or anything, but I don't really see how.
Yeah. A lot of people are scared of nuclear, but the nuclear of the past is not the same as it is today. The technology is so more advanced. So,
well, it starts with a conversation. And I think too, just reassuring people.
I think it's the best, cleanest way.
Well, I think just educating and talking about it and being more transparent with, okay, this is what we're looking at. This is the process. This is what we know. This is what we've learned. And, this is what's happening in other places, it's, and starting small, starting just have okay, we're going to start in this area and just kind of see how it goes. And then, but something has to change. This isn't going to really take off unless something big happens. And
that's right. That's right.
So it'd be interesting to see what that's going to be. The only thing that we're seeing down here in Florida is solar everywhere. I don't know about where you live, but there's just fields of solar panels. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, all these farmlands and all these big
it's sad,
fields
really.
just
I'm
turn into big
solar farms.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is. I mean, I'm all for alternative energy, but I just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that solar's the way, but anyway.
Maybe not in that way.
Yeah.
My opinion, for what that matters.
Yep. Well, we appreciate y'all sticking with us to the end and watching this video. We thought it was kind of interesting. I think this is going to be a multi-series video that he does, just testing this out. So I'm curious to see.
And we'll put a link in the description for the full video too.
How these guys react to it, using it long term.
Oh yeah, that is true. That's a good idea. A good point.
Yep. Well, again, we thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the comments. We've been getting some really good comments and all. So we try to respond to all of them. Sometimes we might miss one here or there, but we appreciate your support, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. We sure appreciate your support. So,
all right. Well, please like and like and subscribe, and share with your friends. thank you for your support and us trying to build our channel. So
All right. Thank you, and until the next time.